Welcome to another episode of New Home Sales Zen. I'm your host, Ken Gazzella. Have you ever experienced, and usually this happens a lot in older homes, a lot of dust and dirt floating around your home, on countertops, on furniture, and so forth? Well, the EPA actually estimates that indoor air quality is often much more polluted than the outside air. So as builders, we try to focus in on two things to increase the quality of indoor air. We focus on off-gassing and particulate matter, the stuff that floats around inside the air inside your home. So for off-gassing, we use what we call low VOC paints, adhesives, cabinets. These are volatile organic compounds. In the old days, you'd see you would smell the new car smell. Well, that's the off-gassing from all the materials that had been manufactured. So with new home construction in today's day, we use a lot of the materials that have these low VOCs, so the off-gassing is really, really reduced. A lot of folks have had migraine headaches from off-gassing and other kinds of health problems. So like I said, like the building community, we've done a really good job of trying to limit these volatile organic compounds. Another big area that we focus on is particulate matter. So if you were to look at a cubic meter of air under a microscope, you're going to see basketball-sized particles, softball-sized particles, tennis ball-sized particles, golf ball-sized particles, marble-sized pinhead, right? In older homes, the type of air filter that you have, typically 1 inch thick, very small, you can almost read a newspaper through it. The only thing that's really good for is to filter some of the bigger basketball type particles out, so it doesn't really damage your heating and air conditioning unit. Today's builders, we're using things like 4-inch thick pleated high MERV filters, which really filters out most of that particulate matter. So again, if we go back to our cubic meter of air, all the basketball sized particles would be filtered out. All the softball sized particles would be filtered out. The baseball and tennis ball sized particles would be filtered out, the marbles, and most of the pinheads. And the pinhead sized particles are the ones that really give folks with asthma a hard time because they're so small. So we do a couple things to try to minimize that particulate matter in the home floating in the air. One of the things we do is something called sill. And what it is basically think of it as a gasket that goes on before the sheetrock to help the air infiltration coming from the outdoors to the indoors. The other thing we use is really a high quality insulation, and the way that it's actually installed, a grade 1 insulation, polyseal all the cracks and crevices. In fact, builders like the builder I work for, Coventry Homes, we cover the ductwork during construction. So all that construction debris does not get up inside the home during the construction process. So in addition to minimizing the air infiltration, we understand building science and the home as a whole. So we need to bring fresh air in periodically, because today's new construction is so tight that if we didn't, the air would be stale on the inside. Now, we do this through a mechanically controlled fresh air intake. The system is so smart, it knows if it hasn't been on for a little while, then it needs to turn on for a period of time, bring some fresh air into the home through the air conditioning and heating system. Primarily is going to be conditioned through that 4-inch high MERV filter, where it's going to really filter out the vast majority of all this particulate matter and bring in truly fresh air into the home. Another area where it's really important is the balancing of the air pressure throughout the home. So we use things like jump ducts, return airs in all the bedrooms to keep that heating and air conditioning system, the temperature and airflow balanced throughout the entire home. What it really amounts to is today's new construction is going to provide you with a cleaner, healthier, and more cost-efficient home. Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned. There's always more to come.